Okay, how to land your first UX job. This is my advice to new UX designers. So if I were to sit down with you at lunch, if you DM'd me and said, hey, can I pick your brain on UX? This is exactly what I would tell you. I'm a UX manager. So I've sifted through countless applications and portfolios, and they all look exactly the same of these new UX designers that have been through a boot camp or done some online courses. So I wanted to make this video to hopefully help you kind of stand out from everyone else, kind of look different in your portfolio than all the other new UX designers. First of all, a little bit about me. My name is Jake Farron. I'm a UX manager. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I've been doing UX for about 10 years. I have no degree. I got into it just purely learning on my own. And now I make a 6-figure salary working 100% remote. I work here in my basement. I'm in the 150 to 200 bracket as far as salary goes. And then on top of that, as a UX designer, there's so many opportunities for contractor work, freelance stuff, kind of side projects in general. So UX really is an awesome place to be. Getting into UX, I was completely self-taught. I probably applied for 100 different jobs, talked to tons of different recruiters, interviewed. It was terrible, but I finally got my foot in the door, and you can too.
Once I was as you are now, but I promise it will pass. I promise.
So these are my tips on getting your foot in the door, getting your first UX design job. A huge advantage that you have as someone that's new to UX is that you can master the latest tools. People that have been doing this for a long time kind of get stuck in their ways. They do things just the way they've always done them. And now, more than ever, the emerging tools, the emerging technologies are so good and getting better all the time. You, as someone that's new to design and learning this stuff for the first time, can get a deep understanding of all the latest tools coming out in Figma and AI and have a serious edge on people that have been doing this for a long time. I hired a guy recently in part because of his knowledge of Figma. This is back when auto layout had just come out. Auto layout is a tool in Figma that makes things so much more efficient, so much faster, more consistent across the designs, easier to adjust. It's a great feature. And me and the design team that I was on, we didn't really use it that much because it was pretty new. And this guy came in and showed he was brand new to UX. He had no real projects to show. He had no real experience doing this professionally, but he showed his deep understanding of Figma, of the latest technologies and the latest features that they had. So if I were brand new, I would start there. Figma, latest features. Number two, if I were brand new, I would try to have a deep understanding of all the latest AI tools. So that's obviously ChatGPT, know how that works. It's incredibly powerful for research purposes, for copywriting, and I think you could get a lot more creative with how you use ChatGPT, and it would be incredibly useful. Also, tools like Midjourney and image creation tools. I think having an understanding of those will help as newer things that are more relevant to UX come out. One of the AI tools that I've seen that is directly applicable to UX design and UI is this tool called Galileo AI. So you enter a prompt and then it generates the UI, and it seems pretty good. It seems pretty crazy. It'll even use real world metadata. Like it'll put in the title of the song. It'll put in images from the internet. So it's pretty crazy. So being someone that's brand new to UX, if you can speak intelligently about all the latest AI tools like this, you know exactly what they're good for, what they're lacking, kind of what the latest developments are in AI. If you can truly master these tools and be plugged into what's coming, it will give you a massive advantage, and you will impress the people that you're interviewing. They'll be impressed and intimidated, which is a good thing. This is a very unique opportunity actually, where the new tools actually can make you 10 times, 100 times better at the job. So go deep on the latest tools and really understand them. Tip number two is to have some kind of adjacent knowledge. Know about something else. So UX and something else. My personal story, I got into UX by doing startups. So I was in college, I had this startup idea, I worked on it with a friend, and I got obsessed with startups. I was watching the How to Start a Startup Y Combinator video series on YouTube. I would watch as many startup founders kind of explaining their process, explaining how they got started and what they did to build great products. So I had all that knowledge. I didn't even know UX was really a thing. But having a startup, this was back in 2013 when everyone was trying to have an app, but we were going through the feedback loop a lot. So I would design out new features. We would get them built with a developer, and then we'd put them in front of people, and then we would learn and then adjust. And so that's really what the UX job is. pretty much. So just having all that adjacent knowledge about startups helped me a lot in the interview process to kind of stand out from the other applicants. And it doesn't have to be startups. I've seen people that were a developer first and then they got into UX, and just that knowledge separates them a lot as well. It could also be a knowledge of data science. It could also be graphic design, but there are quite a few people that try to get into UX design from a graphic design background. So that won't help you stand out as much. And then a graphic design background actually isn't as applicable to the UX job. In the rare cases that you're working on, you're actually designing like an icon or something like that, a graphic design background could help. But for the actual job of being a UX designer, I think something in like startups, web development, data science, or if you know a little bit about product management, you could just read a handful of books and just learn the lingo, kind of learn how it all works. Just that will set you apart and help you to speak intelligently in these interviews. Okay, number 3, so many people that are new to UX design, they have no idea what the actual job of being a UX designer is. And I was the exact same way when I first started out. I thought my job was to make things look nice, create a beautiful user experience. And while that is part of it, that's actually not why a company is going to hire you and pay you a 6-figure salary. Your job as a UX designer is to make the company more money. That's why they pay you. And they pay you with the hope that you will bring in even more money than they're paying you. It seems kind of obvious, but if you truly understand that and can convey that to the team that you're interviewing with, then you will stand out from the other applicants. Most UX designers that are new are thinking solely in terms of like moving pixels around, making it look nice, and not in terms of driving revenue for the business. The times that I've interviewed and actually got an offer from a company is when I've proven with a case study that I have made a company more money, or been influential in making a company more money. The way that you make a company more money as a UX designer is you would improve the design, and then that improved design leads to more sales for the company, or it leads to more email signups or more engagement. So if you can prove that you can do that through a case study, or as someone that's new to UX, if you can just speak in a way that you understand that. So if you show a redesign that you did, like for a fake project that you did for school or whatever, if you can at least mention the metrics that you would be trying to change with this redesign, or how you would measure success, that kind of stuff shows that you understand what the job of a UX designer is, which is to make the company more money. If you are serious about breaking into UX and landing your first UX design job, I have a video series on my Gumroad where I go into way more detail on all of this stuff. In the series, I talk through each person that you will face in the interview process and how to impress them. When you interview, it's kind of like a video game, and you're going through and you have to slay the various bosses, and they all care about different things. So some of them don't care at all about a beautiful design, but they care about other things. So I go through each person and break down how you can impress them. I also go through one of my personal case studies. It's a case study that I use whenever I'm interviewing. That case study alone has probably landed me around 5 offers from different companies, 6-figure plus offers. Also, for a very limited time, we'll see how long I keep this open, I'm including a free portfolio review. So if you go through it, at the end, it will prompt you to send me your portfolio. I will personally look it over as if I'm considering you for a UX position on my team, and I'll send you a Loom video with my feedback. I'll put the link in the description. I hope you check it out if you're serious about getting your first UX job. It can be incredibly hard to break into a new field, but you can do it. You can break through and you can get hired and eventually be working in your basement, living the dream. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.